So friends, Representative Jim Jordan is now interfering in District Attorney Fani Willis's prosecution of Donald Trump down in Georgia. Question: what do you think DA Willis should do about Jordan's interference in Trump's case? Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, Congressman Jim Jordan is interfering, let's call it what it is, obstructing the Georgia state RICO prosecution of Donald Trump. But don't take my word for it. Here is what Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis had to say about that. This from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Headline: Willis blasts congressman's interference in Fulton Trump probe. And that article begins: Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, Thursday, blasted a congressman who has pledged to investigate her handling of an indictment of former President Donald Trump and others. U.S. Representative Jim Jordan, an Ohio Republican and chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, recently demanded records of Willis's communication with Justice Department officials who have also indicted Trump for his role in an alleged scheme to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Jordan suggested Willis is attempting to interfere with the 2024 election. Trump is the frontrunner for the Republican nomination. And he said her investigation could infringe on the free speech and other rights of Trump and other defendants. On Thursday, Willis fired back, saying Jordan's August 24 letter included inaccurate information and misleading statements. She accused Jordan of improperly interfering with a state criminal case and attempting to punish her for personal political gain. Quote from DA Willis: its obvious purpose is to obstruct a Georgia criminal proceeding and to advance outrageous misrepresentations. Willis wrote of Jordan's letter, quote, as I make clear below, there is no justification in the Constitution for Congress to interfere with a state criminal matter as you attempt to do. In his letter, Jordan noted that Willis began her investigation of Trump in February 2021, but did not bring charges until 2.5 years later, at a time when the campaign for the Republican presidential nomination is in full swing. And this from Jordan: moreover, you have requested that the trial in this matter begin on March 4, 2024, the day before Super Tuesday and 8 days before the Georgia presidential primary, Jordan wrote. And friends, get this, here comes the rock-solid evidence that Jordan points to open a congressional investigation of a state court RICO prosecution. It is therefore unsurprising that many have speculated that this indictment and prosecution are designed to interfere with the 2024 presidential election. Yes, Jim Jordan says, it's unsurprising that many have speculated that you're doing this for political reasons. So based on that rock-solid evidence, we'll be opening a congressional investigation into a state court RICO prosecution of 19 co-defendants, co-conspirators, who tried to overturn the results of a state election. The article continues. In her response, Willis said Jordan's concerns about the timing of the investigation are unfounded. She noted that many witnesses were uncooperative, requiring subpoenas to compel their testimony. She said that forced her to seek judicial approval to convene a special grand jury to compel testimony and the production of documentary evidence. Even then, she said, some witnesses resisted, requiring further delays. And then this quote from DA Willis: "Face this reality, Chairman Jordan. The select group of defendants who you fret over in my jurisdiction are like every other defendant, entitled to no worse or better treatment than any other American citizen," DA Willis wrote. Willis blasted Jordan's request for information as illegal and improper. Quote, "Your letter makes clear that you, Chairman Jordan, lack a basic understanding of the law, its practice, and the ethical obligations of attorneys generally and prosecutors specifically," Willis wrote. Now, friends, I am not going to read Jim Jordan's 4 pages of yammering nonsense. But let me say, when you read this letter from Jim Jordan to District Attorney Willis, he comes across as an ugly combination of Donald Trump's defense attorney, his PR guy, and his assistant campaign chairman. He also sort of comes across like a little wise guy who's trying to protect the mob boss at all costs. But here's the thing. When somebody interferes in a state court prosecution, there's a term for that: obstructing justice. And when somebody interferes in a state court prosecution and tries to assist the perpetrator, assist the defendant, try to evade accountability for his crimes, try to help the perpetrator avoid conviction and punishment, there's a term for that. It's called accessory after the fact. So I would humbly suggest that District Attorney Willis consider opening a Georgia State grand jury investigation, presenting the evidence to the grand jury of Jim Jordan's conduct, and see whether the grand jury believes there's probable cause that a crime or crimes have been committed by Jim Jordan, and if so, they should consider indicting Jim Jordan for those crimes, because that's the way the rule of law works. And because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.